For your listening pleasure, reaching for the bars.
Cheers! Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Cheers.
Welcome, everybody, to Reaching for the Bars podcast. Today, you are here with, to my left, Mr. Caleb Whitney.
Hi. Hello.
To my far, far right, we have Mr. Andrew, Executive Producer Weiss.
Good afternoon.
And then to my right is the I guess normal member of Reaching for the Bars podcast now, Adam Hauser.
How do you?
Mabry is out today. Actually, it's a crappy reason he's out. His work, he has to work today, which is a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. So he was like, I don't think I can podcast any day this week. So Adam graciously stepped in.
Overtime.
Adam's getting paid overtime?
Yeah.
Well, I figured that Mabry probably is.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I'm sure Mabry's salaried.
Is this your
part of the job?
Is this your first appearance hosting for Mabry this year?
You've definitely been on the podcast.
Yes.
I know you've been on the podcast, but with Mabry. Though.
Yeah, in lieu of Mabry.
We should start tracking it from this point forward. This is the first time in 2024 and see how many times.
Is it? I think he might have been on already.
Well, I was, but Mabry was here also.
Yeah.
It was a combo episode.
Maybe we put a hash mark or something and tally
so that we
it
know
up.
so that we know it's an Adam episode. Yeah. That way James can sort it out that Mabry's not here. Yeah. James will be like, which one's not Mabry in? Oh, perfect. They've marked it. We're just kidding, Mabry. We love you.
It's like sugar-free. It's Mabry-free.
Yeah, Mabry-free. Welcome to this Mabry-free episode of Reaching for the Bars podcast. So today we're going to talk about a few things. I'm going to kick it off with something that you guys are going to find very interesting.
Cool.
We've talked about this on Reaching for the Bars. And actually, same topic. Me and Adam have talked about it on Mishmash Men podcast. And that was Francis Ngannou's punching power.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, well, a guy has broken a record of Francis Ngannou's punching power.
I saw that, yeah.
Please pick up Joe, Pyfer, I believe it's spelled. Joe Fire.
Before you pull him up, I really hope it's just like some overweight, middle-aged man from Philadelphia. Big beard.
Yeah, there he is.
Nope, he's a 185-pound man.
What?
Who punches harder by a large margin.
How do they calculate that?
They have a machine at the Performance Institute.
It's just like what they have at Dave & Buster's.
He's one.
No, it's a little bit more.
Pounds.
He fights at 185 pounds. Obviously, by this picture, he probably walks around more than that.
Yeah.
But he punches. There's a YouTube video of it. I don't know if you want to pull it up.
Is he Irish?
That's racist.
That is racist.
Yeah,
there's an American flag behind him in that one picture, so I'm assuming
he's definitely he was on actually Rogan's podcast. That's how I heard about this. They said that people didn't want to post it because there's like some fear behind Francis Ngannou, and if this 185-pound guy beat his punching record, that it would be a problem. But he
maybe this.
Yeah, that's probably it. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
What happened?
We'll figure it out.
Okay. They can see this screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to have the sound, but I can talk us through it. It's only a second. Yeah, mute it. Okay, so this guy has had a really bad childhood growing up. And you can tell by the way he fights that he's got some aggression.
Yeah.
He was a really good prospect, and then he broke his arm and took some time off. But then I was listening to Rogan's podcast, and he was like, I can't believe you broke Francis Ngannou's punching record. And I was like, hold on a minute. How big is this guy? I had to pull him up.
Yeah.
And then I realized he's only 185 pounds, and they were like, and as he was talking about it, he was like, they couldn't believe that I broke his record. And it wasn't by, he didn't break it by a little bit.
Yeah, it was a lot.
He broke it by a lot of bit. Like this guy puts people to sleep.
At 185 pounds,
185 pounds. He absolutely, okay, maybe it's not going to show it on this one. That's okay, Andrew, if they don't show it. Yeah, he just absolutely demolishes people.
I saw where like, I saw a short video. It wasn't this one you're talking about with Joe Rogan, but they were challenging, okay, like, well, you must have used a different system, or you must have, but these machines are calibrated.
Yep.
It's the same type machine that Francis uses.
Mm-hmm.
So, by all rights. I mean, there's margin, margin of performance in everything.
Yeah.
Variation in all systems. So, but the margin that he beat Francis with,
Yeah.
that kind of negates that.
If it was like 1,200 is what Francis hit, this guy hit like 2,200. It was like a large margin.
So, do they measure this on boxers as well?
I don't know.
I'm sure they do.
The only reason I ask is because, like, it's impressive that, like, a UFC fighter or any fighter, like that punching power of any fighter, but it kind of like throws some shade on the boxing world that like the UFC has the hardest hitting people in the world, and boxing basically just has these guys that are playing like.
Well, so for
comparatively speaking,
it's more boxing's a little more technical than UFC though.
But for reference, they think Deontay Wilder may be one of the hardest punchers in the world.
Yeah,
and he knocked down Tyson Fury.
Yeah,
Francis Ngannou also knocked down Tyson Fury.
Right.
So I mean, it tells you how much punching power is in those two guys, and this guy's able to hit harder. So that leads me to the very important question: is how much money would it take for you to get Joe fired to punch you in the face? Pfeiffer.
I am not.
Well, I got a
going
question
to do it.
first.
Sure, go
I'm
ahead.
just trying to understand. Because, like, what did this guy, was he just, like, fighting in the lower level UFC and just kind of, like, broke out?
He's
Like, where's he come from?
he's pretty young.
Yeah.
So they have it's a long process to get in the UFC.
Yeah.
So he was on the rise up, then broke his arm and basically had to take a whole year off. He broke his arm in a fight. Somebody tried to pick him up and take him down. He braced with his arm and snapped his arm.
Yikes.
So he had a long road back, and now he's pretty fresh in the division. And he basically, I mean, if he's half as scary as he was talking about in the podcast, I mean, he's going to be a problem. He's fighting this weekend.
Okay.
I'm going to watch it. And it's a free fight. Well, if you have ESPN Plus, it's a free fight.
I might watch that.
I'm going to watch it. I'm very excited. And he's fighting Jack the Joker Hermanson.
How's his technical skills? Is he more of a striker?
Well, he's got crazy power, but he's really good everywhere. He's really good at jiu-jitsu as well.
And he's going to be good.
He started jiu-jitsu when he was like 12 years old or 8 years old or
that
something.
dude's going to be good.
185. Who's in that? Like, who's the
champion is it was Sean Strickland, and then he just lost to Dricus Duplessis.
Okay.
So, but if this guy, I mean,
that's not a really, in my opinion, comparatively speaking to other.
I just stared at him.
He was like, "Hit me again!
Don't let him hit me again."
Yeah.
But and like comparatively speaking to other like champions in other weight classes, I mean that's not a strong. Like they're not. Like whenever you looked at like Izzy looked unbeatable at his weight class for a long period of time.
He was 185.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then he moved up to 205 and he lost, and he had some issues with
now he's
Pereira. But yeah, like Sean Strickland and those guys, like those two don't really seem like unbeatable, if that makes sense.
I don't know who else in that division has that kind of. Obviously, nobody has that devastating punching power because he has the hardest punching. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of anybody else in that division that has like absolute devastation like that. Because Izzy's beat all of them, and now he's taking time off. But this guy, if he stones this guy, I mean, you'll be hearing about him more. But
cool.
So,
Definitely.
do you want to get punched in the face by him, Caleb?
How much?
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
How much would it take to get
like-
punched in the face by
I
him?
feel like I don't even have like a perspective because it's like,
I have no break. Do I get to wear a mouthpiece?
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, like say I get to wear a mouthpiece, I would let any of you punch me for like 10K.
You don't want that.
But it's like that guy is like, that's probably like way different, right?
Well, he'll probably cause brain damage
would-
if you give him a free shot, I would think.
You'd let any of us punch you for 10K?
Including
Yeah.
Mabry?
Yeah, I'd let maybe.
Let's get Todd on the phone.
I was about to say we could talk. We have
Todd
people.
might underwrite that.
Yeah,
Todd,
he probably would.
Jeremy.
How much?
I mean-
Remember when Mabry slapped you?
He didn't even slap me. It was so scary.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think
He just like he slapped my hand as like a test, and even he felt it. He was like, no,
that's what I'm
you don't-
talking about.
You don't want this.
Yeah, he slapped your hand. Do you think you want that in your face?
I mean, for $10,000.
Dude.
Think about
You
all
might-
the
afterwards-
surgeries you got to do later.
Afterwards, you might not remember that you get $10,000.
Yeah, might be drinking out of a straw.
He
for the
punches
rest
you
of your
so
life.
hard you forget about the bat, and you're just like, what happened?
No,
It's like, you owe me $10,000. Okay.
So what would you do, Caleb?
with this guy,
So he's smaller than you.
he's smaller than me. He has to punch up.
He definitely is going to have to punch up.
Yeah, so it's going to be underneath the jaw, which isn't good for me.
Yeah.
It's not great.
That's why I'm asking if I have a mouthpiece.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's like a lot of money.
You have to have hands behind your back, obviously.
Okay, so you like, there's no like defending.
You're not
anything like that.
flinching. You're doing the thing like slap fighting. Andrew's like, fear boner.
Is it like is it like a jab or like a hook or a Uppercut.
He
Ooh,
threw-
that's actually a
I'd
great
say
question.
fielder's choice.
He threw a hook
question.
to break the record, so I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a hook.
Okay.
Okay. Oof.
I don't like that.
I mean, he's gonna
seem to hurt.
collapse your
They
nose.
feel like they hurt more.
Fracture your jaw.
I'd probably. I don't know. It's tough.
Okay, let me throw a
I
number
want-
out there.
I want like
50 grand.
No, it'd be more than 50.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm thinking in the millions.
Millions of dollars.
Like
yeah.
I think
it
minimum.
needs to be not life changing, but substantial.
I mean,
like,
$1 million is not like
well,
forever,
life changing.
but that's
Like
life-changing.
any kind of
Yeah,
money
it's
is like
life-changing.
life changing. But yeah, I mean, like it needs to be like
Enough to support you if you can't live
you-
anymore.
yeah.
exactly yeah, enough
Dude,
enough to support Rachel and Penelope.
If he
somehow.
gave you $10 million and then your medical bills were $10 million,
I mean, how bad would that be?
I'm in the millions. I'm not letting that guy have a free shot in my face for less than money that I'm not gonna have to work a lot.
Forever. Yeah. Ever.
Adam,
I need some recovery time.
Ain't happening.
no money,
No.
generational wealth. If I offer
No.
it,
No.
$500 million.
No.
Oh, for
No.
$500 million,
I'm gonna die.
dude. For $500 million, I'd let Fred Stegano and him punch me in the face at the same time.
You would look like a fish. Your eyes on the side of your head.
That would
looking
probably
this way.
actually kill you, wouldn't it?
That
Definitely.
would probably
Yeah, it'd
kill
probably
you.
kill you. Yeah, maybe I won't.
As I
might
said
kill
on the
them.
last time that you asked this question, I'm an old man. I am feeble and frail. So there's no way.
Okay, I'll let you have your hands up.
No.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, oh,
Oh yeah, my hands are up now.
I really don't know if that would just mean a broken wrist and a broken face.
like he.
Just more stuff to break.
Yeah, is there anything worse that he punches your own fist into your face and then you
No.
break your hand and your face?
And your skull.
Yeah. Andrew, you said 10 grand.
No.
No, for one of us.
Yeah.
Uh,
But that's what I'm saying. It's like
we don't know. We don't know how hard Mabry punches, to be honest.
To be fair.
Yeah, you don't know how
Probably
hard
pretty
Mabry
hard.
punches.
It's probably harder than this
I
guy.
have a question for Andrew, just a little bit so we'll take Adam out of it. Actually, Adam could be in it because I'd be terrified.
you probably don't want Adam to punch you in the
You don't want
face.
Adam.
Out of the other four outside of yourself, RFTB Studios gentlemen, which one would you want to be punched by, and which one would you not want to be punched by?
Oh, just like
You can put yourself in this category too. Like, could you punch yourself?
I mean, Dusty fights.
Yeah, that's fight.
I used to fight. I'm not fighting anymore.
You got wise.
Yeah, but I'd hit you hard.
Yes, I know.
I understand this, that if you gave me a free shot, I'm willing to destroy my wrist for the rest of my life to destroy your face.
That's what I'm saying. He's got this. Mabry could miss. Like we're not even. I'm not that.
Dude, but here's the
complicated.
thing. Mabry could miss.
But
But
if
if
he
he
made
connects, you're going to be in the shadow realm, dude. You're going to be seeing angels and demons.
Andrew Weiss in the multiverse.
and you talk about Dusty fight, which he does. Like, he did jujitsu, which isn't as much striking, but more so like technical.
I struck
did
too. I
UFC.
struck.
Okay,
I
but-
didn't do UFC. Don't be saying I did
UFC was
UFC.
a regional.
But
championship.
what I'm saying is, Mabry like fought like on the streets
For drugs.
for
Sex.
Well, no, but like like he's just gotten like fist fights and stuff. So he's like actually been in fist fights and punched people.
I should
those-
probably
the
say this.
those stories
I'll let
are
him wear a
always
glove.
crazier
I'll
than
let him wear a glove.
they are.
Ruthie just came in. She's
No
famous
problem.
now
Yes.
on the podcast.
Come join us.
It's fine. It's fine. She was like, oh my God. She's so bad. It's fine. Tell her it's fine.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so Mabry, there's a chance that he could overswing and
Just like
Oh,
miss.
man.
and miss, but if he connected, dude, like let me tell you this. I've fought in actual fights, like in cage fights. I'm a little afraid what would happen if Mabry got twisted up and wanted to hit you. Like I feel pretty confident in my defense, but not confident enough that I'd be like, yeah, let's tangle up.
Yeah,
He's just strong.
He's strong and he's got that
There's-
anger in him
yeah,
sometimes.
there's no thought behind his actions.
Like I think Mabry probably shuts off.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
saying.
he-
Like
and he-
he's just like
And when he like comes to and he's choking you and we're all on his arms trying to pull
he's
him
like,
off.
Andrew. He's like it's like I'm like he's your friend.
We're like
he's
we're
like the
slapping
Hulk.
yeah, we're slapping him in the face and he's like, huh, oh my God. Like, not again. Okay, well I thought that was a fun way to start the episode. So nobody should take a shot in the face from this
No,
guy,
I
just to
mean-
be fair.
I mean, arguably even the other fighters.
Yeah. If you're the guy that's fighting him this weekend should just try to shoot immediately. You don't want to stand toe to toe with this guy. And he probably will. Let's go into did you send the betting stuff?
Yeah.
Nice. Let's talk about this and then we'll move on.
I sent a couple of different websites. There's different ones on each of them.
It's Pornhub.
They're just like different.
Porn and porn too.
So for those listening, I was just going to say that this is the Super Bowl prop bets that was yesterday.
Yeah,
the Super Bowl.
So if you want to hear some interesting
from this
prop
past
bets,
weekend,
the Chiefs lost.
We can only hope.
Let's do it this way. Let's get you, Andrew, dub in after this over. So we're going to correctly pick the winner right now, and that winner is going to be. And we picked it right. So just dub in whoever won. That'd be fine.
Cool. Yeah, it's there.
Okay, so let's read through some of these crazy prop bets.
So there's a couple of them. The one that stuck out the most was, will the a prop bet on if the Super Bowl MVP will mention Taylor Swift in their acceptance speech, and I can only imagine it means it's like Travis Kelce won the Super Bowl MVP. And he's saying something about Taylor Swift or proposing to her.
Is there a prop bet in the proposal?
No, they didn't have
I felt like that was going to be a major prop bet.
There are. I can't read this thing.
Just say continue with Google.
I don't want to.
Okay. Go to the next one. I don't want to.
I mean, come on.
All right.
So there's obviously the national anthem. Like, that's a good one.
That's a pretty common one.
Plus 102 that it's over 90.5 seconds.
Yeah. Who's singing the national anthem this year?
It's somebody
Reba
no, wait.
Reba, that's right.
Who's singing America the Beautiful?
That's Post Malone.
Oh, that's both good. Who do I think was doing? Who's the halftime show?
Usher. Which is also great. So watch your mouth.
Who would I think stunk?
I don't know.
Taylor Swift. Yeah, Taylor Swift. That's who stinks.
She's like, why don't I get to do it?
And then the coin toss, heads or tails.
That's like I love that.
How could there be any odds on it? It should just be 0.
50-50. Yeah. You're like,
dude, people.
It's plus 200.
Dude, people are nuts about it.
Okay, scroll down, Andrew.
Opening kickoff. If it's not a touchback, it's plus 250.
I might bet that.
That sounds fun.
There's a lot of them. The jersey number of the first touchdown.
Dude, that's a crazy bet.
Jersey number over 22. That's awesome.
So but then these individuals have the
What does that mean? Over 22, like the number of their jersey is over 22 and a half?
So in other words, a tight end or wide receiver.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So but for example, Rashee Rice is 11, number 4.
Right? Oh, is he 4?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So like he'd be under.
I thought you were gonna say he's 22.3, and I'd be like, dang it.
They got us again.
So it could be.
What is Debo? First touchdown scorer is Debo Samuel.
He's number 19.
That's
so he's
plus 950.
Yeah.
Dude, he could easily score the first touchdown.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm putting $1 on that.
We should take that
they're
bet.
saying the reason they do 22 and a half is because Christian McCaffrey's number is 23.
22.
No, he's number 23.
Oh.
And then
That just doesn't seem
I was about to fight you, but I
and then Travis Kelce's number is like 87. So those are like the lead candidates to catch the first or score the first touchdown.
So but Debo Samuel's 19, so how is he plus 950?
That's on
just-
FanDuel.
That's just a separate.
Yeah,
separate
that's just
bet.
like he
They're
gets the
showing you
first,
examples.
Dude, we should bet on Debo. He could actually score the first touchdown.
He could.
Yeah.
$100 will pay 950.
A very big. So the last one there, Noah Gray.
Yeah.
That's like a very sneaky bet to put on.
Scroll down, Andrew.
Because Noah Gray has caught a lot of passes this year. Because Travis Kelce gets a lot of attention.
Right.
Also, he's not as good as he used to be. Noah Gray, known for more of a blocking tight end on the Chiefs, he's plus 5,500 to catch the first touchdown. It seems like something that could happen.
Should we bet it?
That's worth putting 10.
Should we bet $100 on it?
Well, we'll
maybe 10?
I only bet in increments of 100.
That's a lot.
we'll
and he's number 83, so it'd be over.
So how does what's the name of that team? How are the San Francisco 49ers? How is their well, they got what's his name? Nick Bosa is an outside linebacker.
Yeah,
so they're going to need that dude. Maybe that's why. So
Noah Gray. Yeah, it might be. That could be possible. They have another I forget his name. They have another wide receiver that's in the higher 80s. I think he's number 84 that catches a lot of passes for him as well. But they're all saying that there's a big bet that Valdez-Scantling, and he's number 11, would catch the first touchdown pass because they're saying the Chiefs are going to be like, because Valdez-Scantling only catches deep balls. He doesn't catch.
Yeah.
He doesn't catch any. So they're saying the Chiefs are going to come out.
Sometimes he doesn't catch those.
A lot of the time. Yeah. But yeah,
Keep
that's
going,
always
Andrew.
a fun one.
Keep
and
going.
then they just have different bets on like.
Stop betting and scroll.
do they have any bets on how bad the refs are going to be and how one-sided?
The refs cheat. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I mean seriously.
Minus
Dang,
4,000.
I've only got plus 1,400 for Noah Gray.
Yeah, we got to find this line and do that. I'll look
That's
at mine.
DraftKings.
That's DraftKings.
Christian McCaffrey to throw a pass. That's a good one.
We
Yeah.
can do DraftKings. Just put it in. I'll put it in my mom's address.
So there's
in
a
Pennsylvania.
Is there one for
What?
Mahomes crying to the
Check
refs?
your GPS.
that'd be too. You'd lose money on that one.
you would.
VPN.
Oh, okay. Future.
Idiot.
There's an interesting bet, not on this one, but on a few of them. That's like a non-quarterback position throwing a pass, or over 2.5 individuals throwing a pass in the game, in general. So
I think
like,
there's definitely a reality that somebody else is going to throw a pass in that game. Don't you?
well, a trick play, but if someone gets hurt, then you automatically win or if they go out for like one series, they could hand the ball off every time. But like a backup comes in and throws a few passes and stuff like that.
Christian McCaffrey throws a pass plus 1,100. Keep scrolling, Andrew. Patrick Mahomes wears a stupid jersey and has a stupid face. Minus 4,000. Mahomes rushed for over 4.5 yards, and he complains about how the refs are cheating him out of the game.
4.5 attempts.
Oh,
Not
sorry.
right.
Purdy
If it
over
was yards, I'd be like,
yeah.
hit that one.
Yeah, we got to bet that one. Kelsey over 72.5 receiving yards. Jake Moody missed field goal. Dude, if you're Jake Moody, you're like, come on, guys. Come on.
Here's the good ones.
There's one on Doink. Like if there's not a doink or on a field goal.
This is my game right here.
So this minus 200 on if Lil Jon will appear with Usher,
Dude.
which makes sense
Yeah, it's a minus 200. They think it's going to happen.
because of
Oh, winning scorer of the Puppy Bowl. Bark Purdy.
I thought you would like that.
Total time Taylor Swift will be shown live over 28 seconds. Dude, that is.
It's going to be over
that way.
20.
It's gonna
over.
be over
Definitely.
28
Bet the
seconds.
over.
How much, Adam? I don't know if we've asked
will
you.
for
Does it
sure be
infuriate you that they show her so much?
I don't
Or do you
like
don't
it.
care? Or do you not?
I don't care for her. I don't care for the whole. It's clearly a marketing scheme.
Yeah.
They're trying to cater to folks that don't normally watch football, and it's infuriating people that watch football.
So who were we talking about this? Or was it Maber that was saying that people are going to go to the Super Bowl just to see Taylor Swift?
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's not going to happen.
No, I bet it does actually.
I'm telling you, people.
Google it.
Cheapest tickets are like $8,000.
For the Super Bowl?
Yeah, like cheapest tickets you can get.
So nobody's going. They can just go see her at an arena.
Yeah, why would you not just pay to go actually watch her
Like watch her
performance
sing,
live?
not be a stupid dumb broad in a box.
Who says it's got to be a girl?
What?
She is boy
People are
fans.
hosting big.
No, she is a
tailgates.
girl.
Oh, she is the.
She's the
stupid-
dumb
Oh,
broad.
gotcha,
Yeah, she's
okay.
the dumb broad.
Swift Bowl. See, Swift Bowl.
Tailgates.
Footballs bedazzled with glitter. I mean, what's happening? Friendship bracelets that spell out their names.
Okay.
Nah, I guarantee you. I guarantee you there'll be people that
Can
pay.
Taylor Swift go to the Super Bowl?
No.
Let me guess. First off, she has more money than everybody, and then she's also dating somebody on the team. So yeah, who searched that?
I can't find anything. That's
Oh, they're
Someone that
searching
watches
that.
the Today Show.
They're searching that. They're searching that because she's in Japan doing her tour.
Put it this way.
So they're asking like,
probably,
can she make it?
There's
Okay,
probably at least a bunch of guys who would want to go to the Super Bowl where their wife would say no, but because
That's different.
Taylor's
That's
going,
different. That's different because the
She's
guy
going.
wants to go anyway. That's different.
That's
That's a
definitely
little
happening.
different.
Okay, let's move through some of these more bets. That's the way you say it.
Yeah.
Some of these more bets.
Will Kelsey and Swift be shown kissing on the
Oh,
field?
definitely.
If they win,
I bet
What if
even
they lose?
and he's like, "Will you marry me?"
She's like, no.
You know they're gonna win.
Goes and
that?
kisses.
You know they're
Christian
gonna
McCaffrey.
win.
No, it's the 40. Brock Purdy is going to do the unthinkable.
I
They're
hope
gonna make
so.
up. They're gonna keep it going.
But remember,
Kill
the
the Chiefs.
refs have a vote,
They do.
and it's all scripted anyway. This
seems like it is.
NFL is an entertainment company. They're not a sports company.
WWF.
Look, we're in a loop. They won 4 years ago. They're going to win today. Or
That means
Sunday.
Biden's going to win
Yesterday.
again. 'Cause I don't like that.
Did you see his press conference last night?
Oh boy.
This is happening.
I heard
in 2
about
days,
it.
so everybody else knows.
Oh, it was awful.
His press conference last night.
It's a train wreck.
He's it's not going great.
25th Amendment coming up.
So
gonna happen.
Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
Well, I was just scrolling.
Are these the Super Bowl MVPs?
Yeah, the odds on if it being
It's
a
a
running
running
back.
back.
Dude,
Travis
if it's Travis
Kelce.
Kelce, I mean, that would be crazy, right? He's
He's a spokesman for Pfizer, so he's probably pretty good chance.
It's a good point.
But he's not, like, he hasn't even.
Did you listen to the last podcast? I brought that up on the last. It's a conspiracy theory about Taylor and Travis and the Super Bowl and Chiefs winning and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Safe Auto, or what's their
State Farm.
State Farm.
Yeah, State Farm.
This
Yeah.
is always a fun one. The color of the Gatorade for the winning team that's poured over the coach. That's always a fun bet.
So
Purple's an odd one.
No Gatorade bath. How often does that happen? Probably never, because it's a
Never.
plus 2,000.
I guess not. Red, pink. I mean,
Andy Reid's like, don't you pour it out. We should make a bet that's will Taylor Swift pour the Gatorade on, make it plus 4,000.
If
Break that money in.
So John Harbaugh just became the coach of the Chargers.
Yeah,
if
Jim
he-
Harbaugh's brother.
Correct. If he ever wins the Super Bowl, you should bet that there's no Gatorade bath because he won the national championship with Michigan and he wouldn't let his players dump the Gatorade on him. Like he avoided it and then he refused them.
Hopefully, if you're listening to this on Monday, that you made some of these awesome prop bets and you won, and the 49ers are Super Bowl champions.
that's right. Hopefully.
Go Brock, go.
All right. Just
What's their saying? I think it's
dig, baby, dig.
that's not it. I think it's Bang Bang Niner Gang. That's what they call
That
themselves.
sounds weird.
That is interesting.
Bang,
That's what
bang,
they say.
Niner gang.
That's what they say.
That sounds like there's some weird stuff going on. But I know Mabry likes to bet on all these too, so he's probably bummed out. The next thing, this is like a current events episode. Have you guys seen the text messages from the former WWE chairman Vince McMahon?
No, I haven't seen them.
Have you heard anything about this?
Oh, I've heard a lot about it. Yeah.
Dude, it is like, let me explain what the text, have you read them? Okay, so don't bring them up so people can see them.
Okay.
We really probably even shouldn't read through them.
Oh boy. What
But-
I mean,
a
I'm
text
not
message
sure
like
what they
this.
are.
You know what it is? It's like when you're 15 or 16 and you find out about sex and you're trying to say the dirtiest thing that comes to mind, and it sounds so vulgar that you're like, it's disgusting. It's not even like cool. So the story is Vince, that girl there on the left, had a sexual relationship with
Where'd
this
she
girl.
go? Go back up.
Andrew, scroll up. That girl.
Oh.
Okay.
He had a sexual relationship with her. He's married. He was also in his 60s or I guess in his 70s at this time. So he was having sex with her, but also liked it when the other wrestlers had sex with her. And then he would text her about, don't, they can't see this, right?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
But oh my God.
Dude, it is,
I love it. That's you, Janelle.
Don't read it out loud.
some of the stuff he
You
says
just
is,
can't get enough, can you?
so
In the
he's,
future is going to be
Is the Nate
so
Bargatze
bad.
rule in effect?
yeah, we
you'll
always,
demand to
people
be
have requested
F-
it back.
Yeah.
So,
F twice a day. And
So
not
stop
just
reading it, please.
So
yeah, stop reading it. Stop
This has
reading it.
nothing to do with Nate Bargatze.
Stop reading it. Stop reading it.
Blank. It's
I
covered.
People
think
can
I'm gonna
search it.
do that punch thing
Yeah,
in about
yeah.
2 seconds if you
Oh,
don't
you're
stop
being a
reading.
pansy.
Okay, now you're really asking for it because I will wear you out.
Why? Just because it's got cuss words in it?
It's a little vulgar. Let's not read it. Let's not read it.
I mean, I wasn't gonna read it. The bad parts.
No. It's vulgar in general. The point is that he's I think he was 76 when he sent these out, and he was basically
Man, it's hysterical.
sending it's almost not funny, but it's funny. He's sending these texts to her, and also you have to understand that he's sending these texts to her, and he's the chairman of
Yeah, I mean, she's like
he's the chairman of a $1 billion organization.
that she works for.
And he's sending these text messages
So
to her,
bad.
which obviously she screenshotted and then has all the proof right there. And she's like,
I mean,
I'm uncomfortable for obvious reasons. Like, not very much makes me uncomfortable. And because the way, like what he says, like, first off, it sounds like he's like an idiot. Like he sounds stupid when he's saying it.
Is this like unprompted, or did they have? You said they had a relationship.
She was working for the WWF and they had a sexual relationship, but then he started like, I don't know if you want to call it pimping her out.
Jesus.
oh jeez.
Like not for money, but he'd be like, go to this wrestler's
yeah,
hotel
because
room.
he
getting in trouble for that,
because he
right?
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
I mean,
trouble. Yeah, he
then
liked
he
it.
did pimp around.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not for
So,
money. It's
yeah, it's
pretty
messed up.
pretty gross. So it's not a super cool thing, but he obviously stepped down, and this is right after they just merged with the UFC in
Oh, that's right.
I forgot what TKO or whatever the organization is. So the
Yeah.
UFC and they merged, and they just announced that WWF is going on Netflix.
Yeah.
And all that got announced, and then
And
and
it's
then
like-
and then it's like,
like,
and
ooh,
also the
he's
chairman,
terrible.
and he was like, I better step down. But please look up, if you wonder why this guy's like a gross man, please search a current picture of Vince McMahon.
I saw him. He was at the Tyson Fury fight.
Yes,
with
yeah, and you know how bad he looks.
Oh man, he looked
does not look
rough.
No, those are old pictures. Look up, just go to
Current
images.
picture.
That one down to the middle.
Yeah, with the
That one.
sinister
That one,
mustache.
yeah.
Oh my.
That's what he looks like now.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude, it's not good.
Gee, I wonder if he colors his hair.
Oh yeah, seriously. Like,
But also,
I mean-
But also,
Dude, what
I
is
thought-
that?
why do you choose that mustache? Go to the top one, top right, Andrew, top right.
That is what
Look-
steroids
Oh my
do to you
gosh.
guys.
That's what he. Oh my goodness.
That's what he looks like right now. He's feeble as all get out right now.
Yeah, he had a cane at
Like
the
he's not
Fury
doing
fight.
good, which is part of the steroids. I mean,
was
look
about
at
to say,
look at him
but-
from 10 years ago or 15 years ago down at the bottom. I mean that down up one.
Yeah, I mean, but did anybody ever really like this guy? I always thought he was kind of a tool.
Well, he
Well, he
played a
played,
villain in
Yeah.
in wrestling,
Or
like
a heel.
or the heel. Yes, the heel.
This was the picture I thought you were gonna say. I was like, oh, he doesn't look that bad in that picture, and then I was like, oh wait.
I mean that mustache is, and the fact that he dyes it black is not the best thing.
No.
It's not great.
Well, your skin
He
loses
looks
its
like
turgor.
freaking-
And it
Who does he-
loses-
He looks like
it's just-
Stalin, dude.
who does
This looks
no,
awful.
who does he look like a comedian that dressed like that on purpose? Who the heck am I
He
thinking
looks like
of?
a cartoon character.
Yeah, he does. He looks like it's
Hey, draw me a villain. Okay, there we go.
he does look like a pencil, like the guy that always wore black and would put people on the
Snidely Whiplash.
yes, that put people on the train tracks. Is that from what's the movie?
Dudley Do-Right.
Dudley Do-Right. Dudley
Oh,
Do-Right.
no, that's funny.
I mean, he has to have like a team of people around him, right? Like a publicity team.
Yeah, but but he has billions, so they're probably like, you
Yeah,
look
but-
great. Yes, that guy. Show that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Speed or wacky racist guy, right?
he's gonna put
That was later, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
he's gonna put that girl on the railroad tracks if she doesn't pay attention. Really. I mean, dude, he looks like
Waluigi.
he looks not good.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's not good.
I mean, he's even
he
coloring
also
his
looks like
eyebrows.
Waluigi. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He does. That's a good one.
I'll be honest. When these men get in these situations, it's like, I mean,
Why not just age gracefully?
yeah. Well, that I'm just talking about like all his like bad.
There's
business.
something
It's
weird
like,
with people
maybe
that-
there is something wrong with the patriarchy.
Well, there's something weird that when men get in this position of ultimate power and they have all this money,
Yeah.
it's like they can't figure out another way to like
Yeah.
make themselves get excited. Because like,
Well,
when you go to a blackjack table, like like that's exciting. Like you're like, even if it's $10, you're like, oh, I won
Yeah.
$10. They're looking for that rush and they don't know another way to get it.
That and there's no longer that veil that you have that you restrict what you say and what you do when you're younger.
Yeah.
It just disappears the older you get because you just don't care.
Yeah.
And you throw in all the money, power, and influence he has.
he thinks he's God.
He thinks there's no way that anyone's gonna.
He's a
get
true
me.
Well, and to
narcissist.
add to
Yeah,
it, like
yeah, exactly.
Like I'm not trying to like downplay.
I drank
whoever's
too
in
much
the
water.
industry, but it's like this industry is like not the. I mean, it objectifies women.
He also
know.
played, if you watch like the older wrestling tapes, he plays like a creepy old man a lot
Yeah.
of times. Like he's like, ooh, the girl, you know what I mean? Like he does that.
He acts.
Yeah. So he's like, I don't know if I can pull that acting off, but
You think he was on the list?
on Epstein's list,
Yeah.
It would not
Actually.
surprise me.
I think everybody was on Epstein's list that was famous.
Wow, that is
Dude,
an
but
awful
it's
man.
like, so obviously Tom Segura's podcast has a certain audience.
Yeah.
And listening to Tom's, if you want to laugh,
Does he
listening
talk about it?
to Tom Segura read the text messages in his like very sarcastic voice, and he's like at certain points he makes Fitz sound like he's like this very like funny like jovial. He's like, why don't you go upstairs to our friend's room? and you're like, my God, that's totally not what he was saying. Like, can you just picture that guy just sweating over a cell phone, like just like saying these disgusting things to a woman, and her being like, oh, good, this 72-year-old man is texting me about this gross, disgusting stuff.
You know how they're like, we shouldn't give kids cell phones till they're like of a certain age. It should
Shouldn't
be the
give it.
same thing.
Dude, it's
Yeah, you
seriously
take it when you're 70.
It's seriously like when he's texting it, it is not unlike a 15-year-old kid is trying to think of the dirtiest thing he can say.
Yeah,
and it
that's
doesn't even
crazy.
sound right. You're like, that doesn't sound sexy. Like you're not
Yeah.
like it's not sexy. You just sound gross.
Yeah.
It's like when the South Park boys wrote Scrody McBooger balls. They just wrote something to make somebody throw up. So yeah, that's that.
Oh, no, let's come back. All right, cool.
Well, this is a good segue because if you see the he in that picture, go up, Andrew. Can people see this?
I can get it to
Go to the right. Yeah, whatever you're doing there.
this one.
Yeah. That one right there. So see how jacked he is?
Yeah.
He was obviously on steroids.
Obviously.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Pretty clear to be on steroids.
Man,
So with that being
it's
said,
a shock every time.
I know it's hard to believe, but that 65-year-old man is on steroids, and I don't think it's like straight TRT. I think it may just be honest to God,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anavar and whatever else he's taken.
Yeah.
Announcements just came out that they have this new Olympics.
Oh yeah. That's good.
And it's
Good
called.
segue.
See, that's what I was. Oh, you didn't know where I was going
No,
with it.
I didn't.
Oh,
That
nice.
was
I got
good.
you. So they have a new Olympics that's being funded by this Australian mogul, and it's called the Enhanced Games.
Does he sell steroids?
I would not be surprised. He's a doctor, so maybe.
Oh man, I bet he does.
So this guy was like, well, the Olympics is pretty sweet, but what if everybody could be on steroids legally? So everybody here is allowed to use performance-enhancing drugs, and they've eliminated all team sports. They're like, we just want human performance, individual basis, and everybody can juice. They have like some, I don't know how they're doing it, but they have like rules on how much you can juice. It's like this little bit.
Yeah.
But if you go to,
Which is like kind of, okay, good.
like at that point, just let them juice to whatever. But they said it's got to be safe juicing. It's like, okay, well who's the determiner of what's safe juicing?
Well, that's really my first question is like, why do the Olympics allow creatine usage, but not Anavar? It's because Anavar is dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, you're saying that the fact that it's dangerous.
Like,
I think it's more. I don't think they're worried about the athlete's safety at all. I think they're worried about
you don't think so?
the cheating factor. I think. Yeah. I don't think they're really because they whip these guys.
Yeah, but you could argue that creatine is like a supplement that can offer its
not
benefits.
At the level of that's like a hard comparison. What? So are you suggesting? Okay, so let me make.
I feel like one of their arguments has to be like, these are unsafe. Why would we support people to use these, even though it enhances their abilities?
So you're saying that they shouldn't be allowed to do anything if they can't do steroids? They can't do anything. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh,
I'm just saying safety and health is should be a big factor in something that's promoting a healthy.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't believe that the reason they can't use steroids is for the safety of or the health of their athletes. I could be wrong. I think it's more of trying to having they have to have rules and regulations, and they just
as clean a competition as possible,
which doesn't really work because Russia and China and all these people they were doping their 12-year-old. They were doping their 12-year-old gymnasts in Canada. We got to stop Canada, by the way. That was a Freudian slip. We got to stop those guys. So the fastest guy in the world is on this. He's beaten Usain Bolt's record. In the 100-meter sprint, and he is part of the Enhanced Game. So let's scroll down and look at some of the events. You may have to go to the.
Is luge on there?
It's not. It's not.
Well, so
this dude is like, ugh!
Watch me slide down the slide on my back.
Well, so this
the
statement,
ice is on steroids.
this. I'm just wondering the context of this statement. Sports can be safer without drug testing.
I mean, we can make a website and put whatever we
I was
want.
about to say, you can,
It doesn't really make sense.
It also depends on.
Stay in school.
Wait, hold on a second before you go.
Okay.
It also depends on the inflection. Like sports can be safer without. Yeah.
Science is real.
Dude, trust the science.
Anthony Fauci's picture on there.
Safer sports. I don't know what. Search enhanced world records. Let's see.
Let's look at that.
Yeah, let's look at enhanced world records.
That is interesting.
Oh, it's just like our records are going to be better.
Oh no, here they are. Clean and jerk at weight 77 kilos. He's 214.
77 kilos is 160 pounds.
60 pounds.
And he's clean and jerked 450 pounds.
That's pretty nuts.
Pretty good. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's pretty good.
Pretty solid.
Not bad.
That's like if Andrew lost 20 pounds and then PR is clean and jerked by 200 pounds. For reference. Tatiana Kashrine. Oh, she's a big girl.
She's got the
a 75 plus kilo lifter.
Yeah.
And she lifted. Oh, it's a total. I was like, what?
That's a total. Yeah.
But her
My
snatch
God.
was still 155 kilos.
That's a lot of weight, man.
Hey, look, Lance Armstrong's on that.
That's freaking
Wait, did they
hilarious.
just
Is it really?
pick his
Oh, it
thing?
is.
They were like, you're on it now,
That
bud.
is so funny.
You qualify.
High five.
You did drugs back then, so
Highest recorded pace into it.
I mean, that's what all these are from. They're all from history. So, because this hasn't happened yet, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
they
right.
said
It's just,
oh, look, Tim Montgomery, 100-meter sprint, 9.78 seconds. What do Usain Bolt run? 9.9?
I don't know. That's fast though.
That's dude.
That
That's
is
all.
super-
Andrew,
Well, I mean,
you can get that. Andrew.
According to
I
Andrew,
could drive that.
remember when we
I could do that.
I was gonna say, remember when we did the 100-meter dash for the gym? Andrew's like, I could probably shave it down to 12 or 10 or something like that.
No, you can't, Andrew.
So it said Usain
Chill
Bolt.
out.
Dude, 800-meter run, a 141.
That's nuts.
That's insane.
I mean, that's
Faster than my average 400.
that's
Like,
yeah.
much
Dude, some days I cannot even touch a 400.
half a mile.
My
141.
God, that's fast.
That's really fast.
So if he kept that pace, he'd be.
Well, so
He
the
set
thing
the
that's
PR,
curious is like I'm not really for or against this. Like if you want to do it, whatever, I'll probably watch it. It'll be fun.
I'm definitely gonna.
It'll be fun.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
But it is curious to me, like old Tim Montgomery, if this is the guy who beat the record. It's like
He's probably not the. It's probably not the new guy because that's
maybe
that's
not,
a long time ago.
yeah. So like, say the guy who beat Usain Bolt's record, like, isn't he at least like a little curious if he could have beat it, not enhanced?
I think he knows that he couldn't beat it not enhanced. I think
know.
that's the point.
Which is why
He's probably tried to beat it not enhanced.
That's fair.
And was like, what if I?
You go through, if you're being smart about it, you go through cycles of being on these performance enhancing and then not being on them. So I'm sure he's still training in those times, and he notices the drop off on his times whenever he's still training.
You'll see that guy's name, that very unfortunate name in the bottom right corner.
Ludmilla.
No, up.
This one, Wang.
Wang Jungxia.
A 10K in under
Dude.
30 minutes, just under.
Wang Jungxia is a very unfortunate name.
That's pretty fast.
Particular.
Yes, that's very fast.
1993.
10K is what? How many miles is that?
6.2.
Yeah, 6.2.
6 miles in
for the
29
record,
minutes.
my
Would you run your 5K?
Yeah, I was gonna say 5Ks. Yeah.
So
He
that person
doubled my
could
distance.
run 2
He could've
5Ks.
laughed at me.
Yeah. If you're like, that's the same guy. You just like 3, 2, 1, go, and he goes, Neow! And you're like, whoa.
You guys cross the finish line at the same time. It's like
You're like, oh, I tied him. And he's like, no.
he's already finished and went around again.
He's wearing a medal already.
They gave him his medal for the 5K, and he's like, I'll just do another one for funsies.
High jump 2.45 meters.
That doesn't seem that high.
Yeah, but
Can
it's
I jump
meters.
that high?
There's
Meters.
6.5.
It's
6 and
it's
Isn't
like
that where you jump
almost
over the
9
back?
feet.
Isn't that where you jump over the back?
The Fosbury flop, yeah.
Can I not do that?
That's all.
Not
That's
9
like
feet.
That's like almost as high as a basketball like hoop.
Yeah.
Not a foot lower. A foot lower. I just put it in
And he jumped his
perspective.
back over it.
Yes, his
Oh,
whole
no, I
body went
can't
over
do
it.
that. No.
Have you ever seen the high jump before they did the flop?
No, how did they do it?
It just jumped
They
over.
just jumped
With
over
their
it,
legs?
like a fence.
Yeah, jumped over, and then some of them would go like kind of head first. But
That's how I would do it. I would dive head
but,
first.
but when he came up with that, that's so innovative. And then the high jump regalia or whatever, they were like,
They
"You can't
rejected
do
it.
that."
Yeah.
But he's like, it doesn't say you can't.
Look at this back jumper.
And then everyone else started doing it.
We can nominate Mabry.
What would we nominate him for?
I don't know, but we can nominate him.
Hold on, go back up. There's
Nominated him,
a
exactly.
60 meter sprint.
60 meter sprint.
6.41, which means you can guess that his 40-yard dash is probably like
That's very fast.
4 flat or something. 4.
insane.
Go up, Andrew, because we can look at the actual sports they're going to do. Because I think
Let's see. Probably the safer sports, maybe.
scroll down.
No, they're talking about how enhanced he is.
They're
helping
like,
you.
your cardiac health will be better if you take these steroids.
We'll see.
Event plan? That
Event
probably
plan.
makes sense. Keep going. Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down.
Core
Scroll down.
sports.
No, keep going. This is the right one.
Okay, athletics.
Okay.
So there's going to be like track and field, then swimming.
They're gonna have combat.
That's what I
sports?
wanted to get to. Combat sports.
These
Dude.
guys are on steroids, knocking each
Dude,
other
they're
out.
going to be all juiced up and just throwing haymakers at each other.
Golly.
That's the one we need to
With
nominate
rage.
Mabry for.
I'm actually starting to like this. It says embrace capitalism.
Is that what it says?
It says they're embracing capitalism.
I mean, is there any other way to do it?
No.
That's what I think.
Well, there are some ways, but they're all bad.
What is this? The cost of hosting Olympic Games.
Dude,
Amount budgeted.
Wow, they
actual
missed
cost.
it. They missed it.
What?
They
This
missed
guy's, this guy's getting after the Olympics, huh?
Yeah, they really are. I mean, to be honest, the Olympics, the amount of money that goes into that is like baffles me.
It's insane.
Like
So they missed.
in Salt Lake, I was there for Christmas, and like there's still so much infrastructure from the Winter Games years ago.
What's the Olympics that happened during COVID and it totally screwed them over? Which one was that? Was that Sochi?
France, maybe? No.
I don't remember.
You know that one that they were like, they were
North
like,
Korea
we're ready for the Olympics, and they were
Yeah.
like, we got shut down. They were like, but all the money. They were like, too bad. We'll do a virtual one. We'll do it through Zoom. It'll be
All the
fine.
taxpayers
Was that
are like,
was that Paris? No.
I think it might have been. Maybe, or unless it was the North Korean one.
They didn't have any COVID in North Korea, so you must be mistaken.
hey,
I mean,
there-
dude, they're spending more than $10 billion every time. That's
How
like,
much did they
where's
budget
this-
for the
that's like more than
2008?
countries' GDPs.
The thing you need to take from this though is this actual like factual information? Like I'm not saying it's far off, but like is it factual information? What this?
like, what's their
I'm
source?
sure this stuff.
Yeah,
is-
exactly.
This guy's just guessing. He's like, how much did they budget? I think they spent this much.
I mean, it's pretty easy to throw a graph up there and be like, they spent way more money and stuff like that. But he's also encouraging the use of steroids that is harmful to the body for these.
Yeah, it is a little suspicious.
Don't
Not
be
suspicious, but it's like,
be suspicious.
what is the ethics behind that? I guess. It's
Well, I think what he's saying is like, hey,
these people are going to push themselves.
do you want to see the ultimate human performance? Here it is. That's what he's saying.
He'll get attention and he'll get ads. So.
I mean, I'm going to watch
absolutely.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it.
Oh, no, I'm not. Yeah. These are the people that are doing it. It's not me.
When they're like, the combat version is on, I'm going to be like, I'm watching that. And I just see two guys punch holes in each other's face. Yeah.
So
they're
have
dead.
you ever heard that? I think it's a comedian that started it, but then I've heard many other people say it. So similar to this, but for the Olympic Games, the true Olympic Games, they randomly pick like a regular guy to represent his country in the 100 meter dash, or just so you could get a gauge
For
of
how good these people are.
how fast these people really are.
Like, think about,
This is interesting.
we should have the average Olympics and just like pick random citizens from each country to go represent your country in the Olympics.
Yeah,
I think the U.S. would be sadly disappointed.
They would.
What you were talking about, though, like having a normal person pacer, that like they really
just
should do that.
It would be
Yeah.
great because you could see like, okay, these people are really good,
Like-
really fast, or really good at ice skating or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, when you have the 5 best runners in the world racing, it's like
the only problem is until
and
you
then
have,
add 'em.
the only
Yeah.
problem is until you have 5 drunk dudes that beat the Olympic curling team.
Or the opposite, like all of a sudden they put this guy out there. Remember that dash I showed you? Some old guy was racing an older, overweight woman.
Yeah.
And he's like running, and like she falls down about halfway through, and then he's crossing the finish line. He's got a lit cigarette in his mouth, and he's like puffing on it while he races to the finish line. If that dude like beat Usain Bolt, that'd be so good.
He smoked a cigarette the whole 100 meters. Unbelievable.
what's your secret, Marlboro?
Oh, what just happened?
Pall
I
Mall
turned it off.
unfiltered.
Sorry. My bad. Oh, I just turned on Max.
Oh, are we gonna watch a
jeez, man.
movie?
Yeah. I thought everybody might like to watch a movie.
Watch the Batman.
The Batman.
Have y'all seen the new Batman? The one that's like the standalone.
Yeah, I love that movie.
With
I heard it was
Pattinson.
really good.
I watched
Pattinson?
it. Yeah,
The guy from Twilight.
Yeah, I was deeply suspicious that he was going to be any good in it.
Oh.
And then I saw him in that movie. It was a Christopher Nolan movie. He played in that, and I was like, well, he might be pretty good. That movie, I watched that movie in theaters at least twice.
Dang.
Let me ask
We went with a bunch of the older kids, and then I went to visit Jessica when she was still down at Auburn.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, let me take you to go see the Batman. Loved it.
Let me ask you this. Did you watch the Twilight movies?
No.
See, I think if you watch the Twilight movies, you have a harder time seeing him as Batman.
Maybe so.
Because I see him as like this brooding, like, teenage boy.
Well, he was a brooding.
So Dusty,
Adult. Yeah.
so Dusty saw the Twilight series.
Yeah, I have a
Saw it
wife.
too.
Oh wow,
I have a wife, yeah. They're actually not too bad.
All right.
I think.
I have not seen him.
I mean, I didn't get into him, but yeah, I've seen him.
Well, I'm
too.
even
Did
tell
you
you right
have
now.
a poster though, Caleb?
I was Team Jacob all the way.
Is he
What's that mean?
is he the
What's
wolf?
that? He's the wolf.
Yeah, because the other guy's Edward.
Yeah, Edward.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah, the Twilight movies
Don't you
are.
mean Cedric Diggory?
I mean,
What's that?
Don't you mean Cedric?
have
Is that
y'all
the same guy?
Have y'all? What's the one with the world's coming to an end there in districts?
Hunger
Hunger
Games.
Games.
Have you guys watched that?
Yeah.
The new one is I watched the Hunger Games, and then the new prequel is actually pretty good.
Okay.
It's
I
like
would
the
relate
almost Hunger
Twilight-
Games.
I would relate Twilight to the Hunger
I mean, it's-
Games as far as like fan base, in my opinion. So if you want to make fun
Probably
I
so.
don't know if
if you want to make fun of us for watching
Hunger
Twilight,
Games is like a summer reading for me.
I'll still do it, but I watch them.
that's fair.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But it was better than I thought. I was a little worried, but it's better.
I'm
and
sure
I
it is.
And I
I'm
like
sure
the
it
car.
is.
No, the Batman. Like, I
haven't-
was
Oh, yeah,
skeptical,
yeah.
but I mean, I like the car.
That was my favorite Batmobile.
car's sweet.
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
It's
haven't
good.
seen it?
It is. It's well worth it.
I'll give you
I
my
love-
Max login.
I do.
It's like
I
a
got my
3-hour movie plus, and you would think that, man, it's just going to seem like it takes forever. But
Yeah.
like the story, everything's paced right. It's good.
The issue
How-
I have is Rachel. She won't watch it because it's too dark for too long. All the
Just
time.
turn the brightness up
I'll
on your
watch it
screen.
with you.
Thanks.
We could watch it in here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's
it's
just
even
do a
better.
live podcast. We'll talk about the
Why?
movie. Adam will be like, shush, shush, shush.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There
the
comes a good
podcast
part.
is The podcast would just be like silence the whole time.
I'm militant when I watch movies too. You can ask my kids. I'm like, quit talking.
Yeah.
Quit asking questions because the movie is going to reveal the information. Asking questions if you just wait.
Yeah, that's right.
That's frustrating.
I showed a house. I showed a house to a guy today, and he asked for. I showed him a 4-bedroom house, and he was like, "I need 5 bedrooms." And typically, what we're taught to ask people is, "What are you going to use the extra bedroom for?" Because most times people just think they need that, and they're not really like, "Well, I hadn't thought about it." Like storage, an extra bedroom in case somebody comes over, so you can usually like. Some people just don't need the square footage. And he was like, "I have 9 kids," and I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
you're gonna need the extra bedroom."
And you're probably like, you only need 5?
Yeah.
You sure you don't need more?
Well, I was like, "I hear you. I have 1. I hear you. It's hard. It's hard out there.
It's tough.
It's tough." She was up the other night. Now I was like, "Whoo!" He's a young guy. He has 9 kids. He has like a 12-year-old. He has a 12-year-old all the way down to a 1-year-old.
It's like
He's probably a little older than you. He's a young guy. He works for NASA.
He's got a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, and he
like 27, 28.
he's like, I coach all their. He's like, I coach all their sports and I work for NASA. And I was like, "Well, how do you sleep?" And he was like, "Not a lot."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, that makes sense."
Wow.
Yeah, so he was pretty cool. I don't know how he got there from the steroids.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know what we're
I
talking
drug
about.
us off a little bit, but
The Batman was a good movie.
yes, I
I
love
need
that.
to say.
I need to watch it again.
Did y'all see The Joker?
I saw the Joker.
Oh, with Joaquin
It's
Phoenix.
too dark for me, but
It's pretty dark.
Are they going to do something with it?
they're doing another Joker movie,
Are they going to tie it into the Batman?
and I don't know if they're going to eventually. They might, and it's going to feature also the Joker, the other.
Jared Leto?
I forget who. Now I'm crossing up the timeline or little
Or
Toy Story.
the Riddler
storylines.
from the Batman, that guy?
Maybe I think that might have been it.
Marv or DC, the DC, what do they call it? The DC multiverse universe or whatever. They failed so miserably trying to do what Marvel has done. They
Yeah.
should just stay in their lane. Stop. They don't need to tie everything together.
Right.
Just put out some
good
1980,
movies.
late 1980 Batmans and crush it. Do you know what I mean?
Who owns DC? Like what?
Warner Brothers?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Warner Brothers.
Okay. I'm just saying because like Disney owns Marvel, and they did like now recently they've gone downhill with it, but before with like the Avenger movies and that
Yeah.
type of stuff, and before the Avenger movies, really like Iron Man and that type of stuff, they like built it up and made it something really special. And but like if Warner Brothers could just like, I mean, all you have to do is make a couple good series with the same actors in a row. And then you can move into like the Justice League and stuff like that.
They're like,
right?
"Let's tie Aquaman into Batman immediately," and they're
Yeah,
like, "No, let's let him develop. Let's let him
Yeah.
develop."
Yeah.
No, we do it now.
Yeah, like they made like the Justice League movie, and it was like nobody knows who these are.
Yeah.
Then they redid it.
Yeah.
They were like,
Double it down.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
the new one.
Yeah. They,
Do you know why that was?
They cut up his
The
movie,
director's
right?
Thing, yeah.
Like, it
So
was a
he was
director's cut.
directing it, and then I think his daughter, Zack Snyder, either died or
Oh, jeez.
got like seriously,
Oh, yeah.
seriously ill. So he had
left.
to pull out.
I gotcha.
So they brought in another guy. He did whatever he was going to do,
Made it bad.
made it bad.
Yeah.
But then they re-released his version.
Snyder cut.
Yeah, the Snyder cut.
That's
I watched that recently. It wasn't that much better, but it was still better than
Yeah.
the first one.
I don't like when they take Batman. This is just a personal thing. I don't like when they take Batman and try to push him into the superhero power realm where he has like a suit.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I can fly and I can beat Superman." Like realistically, Bruce Wayne is not beating Superman in a fight.
He's like a detective.
Yeah, more like a detective.
He's more of, I view in like a Justice League department. He's more of like a leader of men
Yeah.
than he is
Yeah.
of like the superpower. Like
make-
And he's he's a problem solver. He's good at determining
yeah.
clues and
more of
coming
like
to a
the
conclusion.
Captain America version for like the
Well,
Justice League.
the new Batman movie, that's what they went back to. Is the Batman? He still goes out and beats up people, but he doesn't have all this equipment that makes him a pseudo superhero
Yeah.
with superpowers. He's helping the police solve crimes.
He
and
gets
he's-
beat up. He wins fights.
Yeah,
Because Ben Affleck is like, "I found all the kryptonite.
yeah.
All of it.
I'm gonna buy it.
I have a super suit now and I can fight you man to man."
I
And I'm
haven't
going to
seen
develop
that
a
yet.
weapon that launches it into.
Oh,
your
I don't want to
bloodstream.
ruin it then for you.
The
in case
new
you watch
Batman?
it.
Not the
No,
one with
Batman
Ben
versus
Affleck.
Superman.
The Snyder cut? It's not in the, no, that's the one before.
Any of that I haven't
Yeah.
seen.
That's
at
Superman
all.
versus Batman. Yeah.
Who's the actor that played Superman more recently?
Henry Cavill.
Henry-
Cavill.
Yeah. Henry
He
Cavill.
can't. Is he? Oh no, he's He's the Witcher as well, right?
Dude, The Witcher. Let me tell
Sorry,
you
this is
something
going
about
down a
The
different
Witcher.
path.
Well, that's like a
I
whole
haven't seen
other.
it.
Have you seen The
drama
Witcher?
thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Dude, The Witcher is very
It doesn't
good.
sound like a movie I'd want to watch.
It's a
No,
series.
It's very good.
Okay.
They actually based it off of
it's like Game of Thrones, but like kind of better, I would think.
It's Henry Cavill. He's just like he fights monsters. It's like Witchers are these guys that they train from young and they make them basically have pseudo superpowers
Yeah.
like witches.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's a mythological show.
No, it really happened. That actually happened.
I never watched The Hunger Games. I've never seen any episode or scene from I'm not The Hunger Games, Game of Thrones.
I haven't been able to get into it either. It's like I'll try to watch the first episode, and I'm just like,
I watched it. It took me forever because Laura didn't want to watch it. So obviously, if your wife doesn't want to watch something with you, it's harder to get it in. But the first episode,
it is.
What? Oh,
You didn't even. I
Get extra
recognize
points
it.
because he didn't recognize it.
the first episode, a dog got killed, and Laura immediately goes, "Turn it off." And I was like, "But
Yeah.
it's fine. It's just it's a fake
not
dog.
real.
It's not a real dog." She's like, "Turn it off." And I was like,
They-
"Okay."
They do
cool."
that on purpose. They like.
to weed out the weak.
No, it's true. Like Yellowstone does that. The first episode, he shoots the horse.
Oh,
It's a horse. And House of Cards, like literally the first scene, he like snaps a dog's neck to put it out.
what was the
of
dog doing?
It was dying.
Oh, well, just seems nice.
It's humane.
Yeah.
The
Would you
dog's
let?
dying.
Wouldn't it be worse if I let the dog suffer?
Or like Ozark, like the first scene, you see like a guy jump off a building and like splat, and they show it.
Spoiler alert, man.
I mean, they're basically like, can you handle this?
That's fair. They want to weed out the people. You don't want to keep people watching. You want to weed out some
Then
of
they
your
bring
audience.
out the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, if you stuck through this dog killing business, here comes
Now
the good stuff.
here's dwarf incest.
Yeah, dude, sometimes
I was just saying, it's literally the first episode.
Golly, dude.
Sometimes,
I mean,
I'm going to be honest with you, Adam. There's very few things make me feel uncomfortable, and sometimes in Game of Thrones, I'm like, pretty hard to watch.
It's rough, man.
Pretty hard to watch.
That's why I can't get into it.
I never
And,
watched it.
Like you have to like bat. Like I had to bat. Like be like, 15 second fast forward. 15 second fast forward. All right. I mean, some of it's brutal, and not a lot of things don't
But
bother me like
if
that.
if it bothers you, then why watch it?
Because you're like, well, what happens? What happens?
Oh. See, I never like Game of Thrones you would think would be something because I enjoy those style of show. Like I enjoyed The Witcher. I like the Lord of the Rings, like those kind of mythological.
Remind me to tell you off air why it's some of it's hard to swallow. I'll explain to you.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
but
I'll tell you.
But like Game of Thrones, I don't know if it's because I never really had access to it whenever it first came out and was really popular, or like I've heard so much about it that I'm just like I'm not that interested.
Have you ever heard Mabry talk about Game of Thrones?
I guess not.
He used to every Sunday get dressed up and have like a meal with Gabby to celebrate the hunger. Or he'd be like, "Do you want to come over?" And be like, "This is in Myrtle Beach."
Dude,
I'd be like, "No, I don't
Mabry's
want to." I wasn't watching it. then.
biggest nerd.
He's so jacked, and you're like, "Dude, you're so strong." He's like, "I also like."
Would you like to come to my house Sunday for some meat?
Have you seen this
People-
Green Arrow comic book?
People were like that with Downton Abbey.
I never watched one episode. I don't even know where you see
I
it.
might have
stumbled
seen
onto
one.
that,
Yeah.
and it's addictive.
It's about the British.
It's like a British lord.
Patriarchy.
It's the kind of near royals,
Okay.
the ones that are land owners,
They get money for no reason,
and
basically.
then just the whole. It's a soap opera, is what it
Yeah.
is.
It's about
but
their
it's
it's about their
addictive.
house and like the people that work underneath them and
Yeah.
like the structure
Slaves.
Or
Oh,
servants.
have y'all heard?
They're
English.
prisoners with jobs.
of it. Yeah, there you go. They get paid.
Have you heard
Kinda.
Shane? Have you all watched Shane Gillis' stand up, the most recent one?
I heard he got canceled.
He got canceled.
Yeah, someone said he got canceled for
He
something.
got canceled on SNL.
SNL, yes, he did get
But
canceled.
now
on
he's
SNL.
going to be hosting soon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's funny. Please pull up George Washington's teeth. He does a joke about this, and then I saw a picture of him the other day. You know how they said George Washington had wooden teeth?
Yeah,
Actually, he had
cadaver teeth.
It was his slave's teeth
Yeah.
and also donkey teeth. Set in
That's pretty gross.
what was it set in, Andrew?
I don't know.
Lead.
Iron?
Lead. Set in lead. So his joke was, of course he won. He was terrifying. he had lead poisoning and he was going crazy. And he was like, they're like, nobody will cross this river on Christmas. And he's like, let's get him. So they're at like a museum that you can go look at, and he's telling about his story as he walks through the thing, and he's like, it's pretty hard to see. That's pretty wild.
Ooh, that's gross.
Shane Gillis is hilarious.
He's really, really funny. Dave didn't like him, but Dave doesn't like funny things, so it's fine.
Dave
Falls.
Oh,
Okay.
Dave's like, you know that comedian everybody loves? Can't stand him.
there's a long list of things that Dave doesn't like.
Well, I have a long list too, but Shane Gillis is like, he's funny.
Dave's like, I'm more of
A lot
a
of people
Jeff
like-
Dunham guy.
Yeah, he's like, I like puppets. I like puppets.
If it doesn't have puppets or a giant hammer, the wedge-o-matic.
Yeah, he's like,
Sludge-o-matic.
yeah, he's
I'm
like,
not
have you ever
in.
seen Carrot Top? I like the props.
What about Doug Henning? I love his magic.
Yeah. Dave only likes comedians that do props, or I'm gonna ask him tomorrow. Actually,
Prop comics.
Yeah. I was like, have you seen Shane Gillis? He's like, is he a ventriloquist? It's like, come on, Dave.
Oh yeah, what kind of puppets does he have? He's like, not all comedians have puppets.
He's like, the best ones I watch. Dude.
It's not a comedian unless there's a puppet.
He's like, okay, hold on a second. Well, does he smash a pumpkin or does he smash a watermelon? And you're like, no, dude, what are you talking about? Can I tell you, this is my favorite thing about Dave. He's only 40. He knows what's going on. He's like never had a streaming service. And the other day, he just won't. And the other day he was like, you ever seen Sons of Anarchy? And I was like, yes, of course.
I heard this conversation.
It's
watched
been
it on
around.
VHS?
It's been around for forever. He's like, I got Hulu. And I was like, so how many episodes? You're like, I'm like 3 episodes in. I was like, my God,
Oh,
dude.
that's right. He was talking about something else, and I almost made fun of him for it, but I was like, it seems like a poor joke because it's easy. But
Yeah.
he was talking about, he was like, yeah, I watched like 4 episodes in a row. I was like, so this is the first time you've been watching?
Yeah.
It is. It sounds like it is the first time.
He
he's
literally was
binge-watched.
like, you seen Sons of Anarchy? I was like, you mean the 20-year-old show that was the most
Have
famous?
you ever seen the Andy Griffith show?
Yeah.
They got bikes.
I wonder what made him get Hulu over anything else like that.
There was a deal on Hulu or something, or he wanted to watch football, and he begrudgingly, because I was making fun of him because he had like 2 channels. He was like, I only get 1 game, and I was like, what do you have? And he was like, just whatever's on my TV. I was like, what do you mean?
How does
Like
he get a
open air
game?
antenna?
What do you it's pretty much like it's almost like he just saw a wire in his house and he was like, this looks like it goes on the TV. And then he just watches and he's like, I wish I could change the channel. Like his TV probably has knobs. Like that's what I think
Yeah.
Dave lives like. And he's like, Sons of Anarchy, pretty good show. And I was like, yeah, I know, man. So does 14-year-old me. You know what I mean? Like, where have you been?
Yeah, that's funny.
But he'll like be like, he'll like the most famous comedian. He's like, Dave Chappelle sucks. And you're like, come on, man. He does not suck.
Man.
Yeah,
No
he's just,
puppet, though.
he's like, all of his feedback is just like, he's all right, but if he had a puppet, I'm gonna be honest with you, some of those jokes would have landed. He's just like this myth that I don't understand.
Yeah.
He's just like this, like Dave is not a real person. He's just like, it's like a story of Dave. It's like, who's the guy that built the John Henry? It's like,
Yeah.
did that guy exist? I'm not really sure, but he came in and worked out sometimes. He watched Sons of Anarchy at some point.
It's just because he doesn't care about your thoughts or opinions
He
on
doesn't.
anything.
He couldn't care less.
Yeah.
About any, which is why I like him so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could not care less. All right. Well, this is fun. Thanks for sitting in, Adam.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
my
thank you.
pleasure.
We talked
That was
about
good.
a lot of current events and then also some other stuff that weren't necessarily
Steroids.
current. Steroids. That's
Punching
a current.
power.
That's punching power.
Sorry,
Batman.
I'm trying to force the gross text.
It's okay. We'll read it. We'll read it naked later together. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I didn't agree to that.
Don't
Not
give
all
that.
of us. Not all of us. Just
Don't-
me and you.
No, no.
Don't leave that image in people's
Yeah,
heads.
come on, man.
Yeah. What?
It's Monday morning. People don't want that.
Just from the waist down.
Okay. What?
You said okay. He said okay. All right. That's the most important part.
Jeez.
Socks on.
Socks on.
Socks.
I'll wear high socks. You know why.
I was.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Mabry, we hope you listen. We love you. I'm sad that you had to work. Usually I'd make fun of you, but that stinks. Adam, thanks for sitting in. And check out this week's episode of Mishmash Men where we have a great interview on.
Yep.
So check that out as well. And until next time, guys, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Peace.